Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me properly online? Is the sound good? Maybe somebody can say in the chat if you can hear me properly. Okay, thank you very much. So welcome to this Medicine Buddha Puja. Let us take a moment to arrive on our meditation cushion here at Tushita and at home in front of your device. We can do that by taking 3 deep breaths and leaving our worries, outside of the door. Coming for this session, feeling the cushion or the chair under your body. And inhaling and exhaling deeply 3 times. Every time we inhale, we try to refresh our attention. And every time we exhale, we relax. Next, what we will do is 5 minutes of shamatha practice. Shamatha is the Sanskrit word for calm abiding in English, or shine in Tibetan. And more specifically, what we are going to do for 5 minutes is to do a single pointed meditation. So for that, there are 4 instructions. And the first one is the body posture. So ideally, we sit on the floor in the full lotus posture, with 1 foot on top of each other leg. That might be a little bit difficult. Make sure you're not pushing your body. Make sure you're comfortable. You can simply sit cross-legged. You can sit in half lotus or even Burmese style, with 1 leg in front of the other. If you're not sitting on the floor, that is perfectly fine. If you're sitting on the chair, just make sure you're not leaning against the support of the chair, not leaning forward either. The most important is for your back to be straight, for your body to be upright. You can imagine that there is a string pulling your body from the crown of your head, keeping you upright. And even though the back is straight, the body remains flexible. You can easily turn from left to right like this. The hands are in the meditation concentration mudra, so you have your right hand on top of the left. The 2 thumbs are slightly touching, and this mudra rests on your lap. The shoulders are even and relaxed. The neck is aligned in the continuation of the spine. You can very slightly tilt the head forward, but not too much. A tip of the ancient masters is to place your tongue behind your upper teeth, towards your upper palate. This helps to reduce the production of saliva during the meditation. And finally, we don't meditate with the eyes completely closed. We leave them very slightly opened, but we don't actually pay attention to what our eyes are seeing. It is the mental consciousness that meditates. So this is for the body posture. This posture is called the meditation posture of Buddha Vairochana. It has 7 points. The most important is for the body to be upright, the back to be straight. The second instruction for shamatha practice is the object of meditation. What are we actually meditating on? So if you're familiar with shamatha, and specifically with single-pointed meditation, you can take the object you're familiar with, be it the breath, be it a Buddha image, be it awareness itself. If you're not familiar with this meditation, what I would recommend is to take the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. And for the 5 minutes we will do, try to remain focused on the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. The third instruction is that during meditation, we tend to get distracted. And there are 2 main ways we get distracted. The first one is called mental excitement. Basically, we are distracted with thoughts, mostly about past and future. For example, thinking about our dinner later tonight, or thinking about a discussion we had today. And this make us lose our focus. This distracts us from the object of meditation. The second way we get distracted is called mental laxity, or dullness, or lethargy. Basically, we are not putting enough application in our meditation, and therefore we lose our mental object because the mind starts to sink, we kind of fall asleep. So these are the two ways we get distracted. So the fourth and final instruction is that there are two antidotes to counteract these two types of distraction. The first one is called introspection or alertness. Introspection or alertness is a mental factor, so basically a small part of your mind in the background that is constantly checking, am I meditating? Am I concentrated on my object of meditation? And when this introspection notices that the mind is not concentrated, that the mind has wandered, that the mind is distracted, then we make use of the second antidote, which is called mindfulness. And the role of mindfulness is to remember the object. So remembering the object, not forgetting the object. So mindfulness brings the mind back onto the object of meditation, for example, the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils, and make sure it stays there. An analogy that I like to use is if you have a pet dog at home and the dog runs away from home, introspection or alertness notices that the dog has gone. Mindfulness brings the dog back home, and you can also imagine tying him against the pillar so that he remains at home. So this is a little bit what we are doing with our mind, with introspection and mindfulness. So we will do this meditation for about 5 minutes. Gently come out of the meditation. And Adityala, please join us. Please join us. Then you have the text. Or if you want, then you can grab the text from the cupboard there. Aditya, you can grab the text there on the bookshelf. Just there where I'm pointing. Where I'm pointing, you can find the text there. Yeah, there are 3 different piles. You need the 3 different texts. So, the 3 of them. So now that our mind is hopefully a little bit more concentrated, a little bit more focused, let us try to generate a good motivation for doing the Medicine Buddha practice. Let us try to establish a Mahayana motivation, a motivation of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the Sanskrit term for the awakening mind, in Tibetan Jangchusem. So it is the wish to achieve the state of full awakening in order to benefit sentient beings. What does it mean achieving awakening, and what does it mean benefiting sentient beings? Awakening is the state of a Buddha. Buddha is the Sanskrit for Sangye in Tibetan, or fully awakened, fully realized in English. A being that has eliminated all the mental veils, all the mental obscurations, and has achieved awakening or enlightenment. And benefiting sentient beings, why do we want to do that, and what does it mean? Is that when we study the teachings of the Buddha, we come to know that all sentient beings, meaning all the beings that have a mind, are actually trapped in the vicious prison of their own mind, the vicious prison of samsara in Sanskrit, or cyclic existence in English. Since time immemorial, since beginningless time, constantly taking rebirth again and again without any control, due to the power of karma and afflictions. The root of this is what is called the self-grasping ignorance. The self-grasping ignorance is basically this misconception that we have, thinking that all phenomena, including the self, exist inherently, intrinsically, objectively, independently, from their own side. Because of this misconception, this innate ignorance that we have the inappropriate attention. Because of this self-grasping ignorance, it gives rise to a very solid, strong sense of I, me, myself. Because of that, we have the inappropriate attention, feeling that we are the center of the universe, feeling that we are more important than others. But actually, if we check carefully, there is absolutely no logic, no valid reason behind this feeling, this impression that we are more important than others. In fact, others are numberless. I am only one. And every being, just like myself, equally wants to be happy and wants to avoid suffering. Because of this inappropriate attention, all sorts of other afflictions or delusions arise, such as anger, excessive desire, jealousy, pride, anxiety, depression, and so on and so forth. And because of these mental afflictions, we are constantly engaging in actions that are non-virtuous. For example, out of excessive attachment, we might engage in the action of stealing, lying. We might even hurt someone, we might even kill out of anger and so forth. And because of these non-virtuous actions, a negative karmic imprint is left on the mind, on the mental continuum, that will inevitably ripen at one point or the other in the form of an unpleasant experience or an experience of suffering. But not only that, even the pleasant experiences that we have, what we call pleasure, they are still happening within samsara, still happening within cyclic existence, meaning we don't have control, we cannot choose. For example, tonight, I don't know how the evening is going to unfold. I might have pleasant experiences, I might suddenly have a headache or meet a neighbor who's going to be angry for some reason or whatever. Or I might just enjoy my dinner, I might just have a good conversation with someone. We never know. This lack of control is precisely what is this suffering, this misery of samsara. As long as we have the self-grasping ignorance, the root of all our problems, this misconception that thinks that all phenomena exist so solidly, so inherently, so objectively from their own side, as long as we have that, even the virtuous actions that we do, such as helping others, protecting others, and so on and so forth, practicing generosity, these will ripen in the form of pleasant experiences, but within samsara, without the control when they will ripen. So at the moment, we all have a human life, and perhaps our experiences are quite balanced between perhaps more pleasant experiences, some unpleasant experiences, but some of us might have some sickness, some more unpleasant experiences. Some of us might suffer from poverty. Some of us might have conflict in the family. We can infer what it must be like for even human beings who are living in countries that are at war. People who are suffering from acute sicknesses, people who are living in the streets. Try to generate a sense of compassion. Thinking, may beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, which is the karma and the afflictions. The root of which being this self-grasping ignorance. We can also infer, we can see, even with our own eyes, the suffering in the animal realm, for example. The animals, for example, who live in the wild, who are living in a constant fear of being hunted by other animals. Even at night, when they are sleeping, they still have a corner of the eye, checking if some other animal is coming. Never completely at peace, never at rest. We can also see the suffering of animals, for example, that humans consider as food. We can see, for example, the chickens, that are raised for the KFC. How thousands of them are living in tiny places, Can you imagine what it must be like, a life like this, waiting to be sent to the slaughterhouse? I think even their beaks are cut so that they don't hurt each other, they don't kill each other, while they are being raised and fed. And then we can infer what it must be like in other realms of existence, how much more, even much more intense the suffering must be there. So try to generate a sense of compassion. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. Not only that, I myself will free all sentient beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. Try to generate a sense of responsibility. Try to generate the altruistic intention that I will do this myself. Why? Because at present, not only I have a human life, but I have a human life endowed with so many freedoms, leisures. For example, I have all my mental and physical abilities. And specifically, I live in a world, I live at a time where the Buddha has appeared 2,500 years ago, has appeared on this planet. And the Buddha has taught, the Buddha has turned the wheel of Dharma. He gave so many teachings for several decades. Not only that, but his teachings are still very much available to this day, especially in this digital era. With just one click, we can listen, we can read. Not only that, there are many followers of the Buddha's teachings. There are many practitioners, there are many teachers who are spreading the Buddha's teachings. And also there are many supporters of the practitioners. So with all these conditions, we have the incredible opportunity to transform our mind by listening, reflecting, and meditating on the Buddha's teachings. We have the unique opportunity to purify our minds from the negative karmas. We have the unique opportunity to be able to eliminate our mental veils, our afflictions, as well as our cognitive obscurations, these obscurations that separate us from the state of omniscience, the state of Buddhahood, the state of full awakening. So by following the example that the Buddha Shakyamuni displayed 2,500 years ago, we can achieve the same result. We can ourselves become Buddhas, and the Buddhas have perfect knowledge, perfect love, perfect power to benefit others, to guide others unmistakably with their omniscience. Knowing how to guide beings, knowing their past, present, and future, knowing their capacities, being able to guide them towards the path and on the path. So let us try to generate this most beautiful mind of bodhicitta, the awakening mind, by thinking, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. And with this motivation in mind, we will engage in the Medicine Buddha Puja this evening. I will share my screen for those who are following online. If I can find the button. I hope you all can see my screen online. And then you can follow along for the Puja, and for those at Tushita, it is this booklet, the Medicine Buddha Sadhana. So Medicine Buddha, actually there are 8 7 medicine Buddhas, and we also pray to Buddha Shakyamuni. The 7 medicine Buddhas, they were beings, like you and me, who generated bodhicitta, this most beautiful mind on which we just meditated. And when they became bodhisattvas are those beings who have this spontaneous and contrived bodhicitta, like every action they do, every thought they have is motivated by this wish to benefit others. They made strong prayers that when in degenerated times, which is basically now, people will be asking them for help. They will immediately come and help. So it is specifically beneficial for people who are experiencing sickness or people who recently passed away. But in general, it is also a full practice to develop our minds towards Buddhahood as well. So if you have people around you who are suffering from sickness, or people who recently passed away, you can bring them to mind and think of them while doing the practice, and basically do the practice for them. So we will turn to page number. Great, I cannot see the page number online. Number 7. So it starts with a visualization. This sadhana has quite a lot of meditations. It has some recitations and visualizations as well. So first what we will do is to visualize Medicine Buddha above the crown of our head. So here we have a statue of Medicine Buddha. And there also on the corner we have an image. But the Medicine Buddha we are trying to visualize above the crown of our head is maybe 6 inches tall. And his body is made of light, like a blue sapphire transparent light. His body is hollow and is radiating, shining this blue light. So you can visualize him about 4 inches above the crown of your head, and he's seated on a lotus flower. On top of the lotus flower there is a moon disk, and he's seated on that moon disk. You can imagine that he is your teacher, for example, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. If you consider the Dalai Lama as your teacher, you can imagine that he is taking this aspect of Medicine Buddha for this practice. He's the Dharmakaya essence of all the Buddhas, taking the form, the aspect of Medicine Buddha. He is blue in color, and his body radiates blue light. His right hand is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations, which rests on his knee, on his right knee, and holds the stem of an arura plant between thumb and first finger. His left hand is in the mudra of concentration, so the mudra we did at the beginning for the shamatha meditation. And on this left hand, he holds a lapis lazuli bowl filled with nectar, basically healing nectar, medicine nectar. He is seated in the full Vajra position, in the full lotus posture, and is wearing the 3 red-colored robes of a monk. He has all the signs and qualities of a Buddha. So try as best as you can to visualize Medicine Buddha above the crown of your head. You might think it is difficult to visualize, but if I tell you visualize pizza, I'm sure it is very easy for you to visualize a pizza in your mind. So we are more familiar with pizza than with Medicine Buddha, but still we can try, and at least we can, try to have confidence that Medicine Buddha is there above the crown of your head. So with this visualization in mind, we will recite some prayers towards the middle of page 7, and we can read together. The first one is taking refuge, generating bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. And then to reinforce this bodhicitta, we'll also recite the 4 immeasurable thoughts. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that is without suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from both attachment and hatred, holding some close and others distant. Especially for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will very quickly attain the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. For this reason, I will practice the yoga method of Guru Medicine Buddha. And then, in order to further prepare our minds for this practice, we will engage in the 7-limb prayer. So the 7-limb prayer is a very condensed practice that contains actually 7 different practices, 7 different visualizations. I will try to guide you as much as I can so we can read each sentence individually and stop at the end of the sentence to contemplate on the meaning. The first one reads, I prostrate to Guru Medicine Buddha. So basically these 7 limbs, they are designed for us to purify our minds as well as to accumulate merit. Merit is this potential for our mind to transform, for us to achieve realizations of bodhicitta, for example. So prostrating is a way to show respect to the Buddha, and kind of, also saying like, I want to become like you, I want to become a Buddha myself. Basically, I recognize your qualities of awakening, therefore I prostrate to those qualities, to the vast knowledge that you have, and so on and so forth. So the best way we can do this first of the 7 limbs is to visualize around us countless bodies in human form. We can think all the bodies of our previous lives, all together prostrating to Guru Medicine Buddha. The more we can visualize, the more bodies we can visualize, the more the purification, the more the merit is accumulated. And then the second line, each and every offering, including those actually performed and those mentally transformed, I present to you. So there you can imagine all the offerings we have here of light, incense, snacks, water bowls. You can also imagine all the offerings, that are on the altars of the big monasteries, all the offerings that are set around the big stupas, for example, the Bodh Gaya stupa, the Mahabodhi stupa, where the Buddha achieved enlightenment, the Swayambhunath and the Bodhanath stupas in Kathmandu, and so on and so forth, and as well as all in all the centers around the world, all the offerings that are set out, you can imagine transforming them into oceans, into skies of blissful nectar, and offer to each and every Buddha. And since there are countless Buddhas, your offerings become numberless. Therefore, the merit you accumulate also becomes numberless. And the next line, I confess all non-virtuous actions accumulated since beginningless time. So basically opening our hearts, recognizing that due to our afflictions in the past we have engaged in negative actions, but not with a sense of guilt, Guilt doesn't serve any purpose. We try to open our hearts with a healthy sense of regret in the sense of, I don't want to experience the suffering result of the actions I have engaged in the past. I don't want to be killed, for example. I don't want to be cheated. I don't want to be lied to, and so on and so forth. And then the fourth line, I rejoice in the virtues of both ordinary and noble beings. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche, used to stop every time there when we practice the seven limb prayer, because rejoicing is the easiest way in just a few seconds to accumulate vast amounts of merits. By rejoicing, for example, all the deeds of the Buddha Shakyamuni 2,500 years ago. Thinking how wonderful, how precious all the holy activities of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, for example. Constantly engaged in benefiting others. So many projects around the world. Tirelessly teaching others. Tirelessly meeting anyone who asks to meet him. Even though he is now almost 89 years old. Can rejoice in all the activities of other lamas and teachers. Can rejoice in the activities of the ordained Sangha, the monks, nuns, who are living in vows of morality, ethics, who are dedicating their lives to study, reflection, meditation, service, as well as all the students and practitioners, all the volunteers. You can also rejoice in all the virtuous actions of your near and dear ones, friends and family, and your own virtuous actions. And the next line is actually two of the limbs. As our guide, I request you, O Buddha, to please abide well and turn the wheel of Dharma until samsara ends. So basically we are requesting our teacher, for example, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to have a long and healthy life and to continue, to teach us the Dharma. So for that we can visualize that we are offering him beautiful thrones adorned with double vajras, symbolizing indestructibility, immortality, as well as big dharma wheels, big dharma chakras, requesting him to teach. And finally, the seventh of the limbs is the dedication. All virtues, both my own and those of others, I dedicate to the ripening of the two bodhicittas and to the attainment of Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. So dedication is basically like saving into the bank, If there is a robber who comes and you've put the cash that you have on you in the bank, he cannot steal the cash, because it is said that just one moment of anger can destroy, all the positive potential you accumulate by practicing virtue. Anger is so powerful. But if we dedicate, then this merit is directed towards enlightenment, a little bit like saving into the bank. Then we can turn to the next page, page number 9, making requests to Medicine Buddha. I beseech you, Bhagavan Medicine Guru, whose kite color holy body of lapis light signifies omniscient wisdom and compassion, as vast as limitless space, please grant me your blessings. I beseech you, compassionate Medicine Guru, who hold in your right hand the king of medicines, symbolizing your vow to help all pitiful sentient beings plagued by the 424 diseases, please grant me your blessings. I beseech you, compassionate Medicine Guru, who hold in your left hand a bowl of nectar, symbolizing your vow to give the glorious, undying nectar of the Dharma that eliminates the degenerations of sickness, old age, and death. Please grant me your blessings. And then we visualize still this medicine Buddha, in essence our teacher, above the crown of our head. We can visualize that above his crown is a wish-granting jewel, which again is the essence, is in essence my teacher, my Lama. Above that is the Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing. So basically we are visualizing the 7 medicine Buddhas above the crown of our head, each on top of each other. So above the blue Guru Medicine Buddha, the Bekansi Guru, there is the Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, who is red, coral red in color. His right hand in the mudra of bestowing sublime realizations, and his left hand in the mudra of concentration. Above him is the Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, with a dark pink colored body. His right hand in the mudra of bestowing sublime realizations, and his left hand in the mudra of concentration. Above him is the Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, who is light pink in color, with both hands in the mudra of concentration. Above him is the Buddha, stainless excellent gold, who is gold in color, his right hand in the mudra of expounding the Dharma, and his left hand in the mudra of concentration. Above him is the Buddha, king of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon, and lotus, who is yellow in color, with his right hand in the mudra of expounding the Dharma, and his left hand in the mudra of concentration. Above him is the Buddha, renowned glorious king of excellent science, who is gold in color, with his right hand in the mudra of expounding the Dharma, and his left hand in the mudra of concentration. So if you're not familiar with the 7 medicine Buddhas, this might be a little bit difficult to visualize. So try as best as you can to visualize at least the blue medicine Buddha, the first one, and try to imagine that there are 6 other medicine Buddhas on top of him with different colors and different hands, mudras. And now that we have them visualized above the crown of our head, we will make requests to them. To each of them, we'll make requests 7 times, basically reading their names and asking them for help, as they have promised to in the past to help us in these generated times. And every time, so basically we are starting with the one who is the most at the top, and when we are done with requesting 7 times, we imagine that he dissolves into light and absorbs into the 6th one, and so on and so forth. You know, they each absorb into each other gradually. So we are on page number 10, request to the medicine Buddhas. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious king of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious king of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious king of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. So we can visualize that this Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, dissolves into light and absorbs into the crown of the medicine Buddha just under him. And now we will make request to this next medicine Buddha. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon and lotus, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. So again, we can visualize that he dissolves into light and absorbs into the medicine Buddha, who is sitting under him. And we also make requests. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. All sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent gold, great jewel who accomplishes all vows, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. So visualize that he dissolves into light and absorbs into Buddha Supreme Glory, free from sorrow, who is just sitting under him. And we make requests. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. So he dissolves into light and absorbs into Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, sitting just under him. And we make requests. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. So then you can visualize that he dissolves into light and absorbs into Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, who is sitting just under him and who is sitting above Guru Medicine Buddha. So you have now two Medicine Buddhas above the crown of your head. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, delightful king of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. So then he dissolves into light and absorbs into Guru Medicine Buddha just above the crown of your head. Then we make requests. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully realized Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings, no weapon for myself and others. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who has fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. So now that we requested the 7 medicine Buddhas, we will engage in a mantra recitation, recite the mantra of medicine Buddha. And while we do that, we can visualize that medicine Buddha above the crown of our head, from his body, purifying rays of light pour down. They pour down from his heart and from his holy body, eliminating all of our sicknesses, all of our afflictions, and the causes of these. They eliminate all our negative karmas and mental obscurations. While we recite the mantra, you can visualize that, this nectar flowing down, and you can visualize that your body is completely filled with light and becomes clean, clear, like crystal. And then you can also visualize that the rays of light radiate out in all directions, purifying the sicknesses and afflictions of all sentient beings. So you can particularly think about people you know who are sick or who recently passed away, people who have obstacles. Bring them to mind. You can even visualize them, visualizing these rays of light coming from the heart of Guru Medicine Buddha. And so you find the mantra on page 13. We will recite the long mantra once, and the short mantra we'll recite for about a few minutes. So we'll recite together once, and then we can recite at our own pace, in silence. Some people need a little bit more time to recite. Some people recite faster, some people recite slower. So we can do at our own pace, just once together. Once the long mantra, and then once the short mantra, and then you can carry on with the short mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bedurya Prabharajaya Tadayadaya Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Deyada Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samurgare Swaha Deyada Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samurgare Swaha Deyada. Yada Om Beganze Beganze Maha Beganze Beganze Raja Samurgare Swaha. And then you can visualize that Guru Medicine Buddha above the crown of your head also melts into light, and he absorbs into your heart. He enters through your crown and absorbs into your heart. And your mind becomes completely one with the Dharmakaya, the essence of all the Buddhas. Try to abide in that experience for a second. You can also meditate that in that state. You can meditate that in emptiness there is no inherently existing I. There is no inherently existing person who is afflicted. There is no inherently existing afflictions. There is no inherently existing death. And with that awareness of emptiness, we can dedicate the merits that we have generated by engaging in this practice. So the dedication verses are at the bottom of page 14. Due to these merits, may I complete the ocean-like actions of the sons of the victorious ones. May I become a holy savior, refuge and helper for sentient beings who have repeatedly been so kind to me in past lives. By the virtues received from attempting this practice, may all living beings who see, hear, touch, or remember me, even those who merely say my name, in that very moment be released from their miseries and experience happiness forever. As all sentient beings, infinite as space, are encompassed by Guru Medicine Buddha's compassion, may I too become the guide for all sentient beings existing throughout the 10 directions of the universe. Because of these virtues, may I quickly become Guru Medicine Buddha and lead each and every sentient being into his enlightened realm. So we can also dedicate so that the precious minds of bodhicitta and the wisdom realizing emptiness that have not yet arisen in our minds arise and grow, and may that which has already arisen never diminish but increase forevermore. We can also dedicate so that all the wars that are happening around the world immediately come to an end. May there be no new war, may there be no famine, may there be no epidemic, may there be no natural catastrophes and disasters of the elements, and may peace and harmony prevail in everyone's hearts and lives. We can also dedicate for the long and healthy life of all our spiritual teachers, and in particular His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We have a specific dedication prayer for that. This is the loose A4 sheet that you have here, and for those online I will share it on the screen. So you can read in English at the bottom. Incomparably kind and supreme Tenzin Gyatso, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, may you have a long life and all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. You can also pray for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, who co-founded Tushita Center, as well as all the centers and projects of the FPMT, the Foundation for the Preservation of the Mahayana Tradition. Rinpoche co-founded all these centers and projects with Lama Yeshe, and Lama Zopa Rinpoche took the aspect of passing away almost 1 year ago in April of last year. So you might know that in the Tibetan culture, it is a tradition, to look for the reincarnation of such enlightened masters. For example, His Holiness the Dalai Lama is known as the 14th Dalai Lama, the 14th incarnation of the Dalai Lama. So similarly, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, he was the reincarnation of the Laudo Lama, and now we are hoping that soon we will be fortunate enough to find his new fresh body, so that he may continue to guide us and lead the organization. So the first prayer is composed actually by His Holiness the Dalai Lama for Rinpoche to come back quickly. We can read together. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyekya Buddhas, victorious law song, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teaching, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for model living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss! Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And then the second prayer is composed by, let me check which one I have here. Okay, I don't have the same order here than in the printed version. So this one that you have printed, I think it's by Jado Rinpoche, right? Does it say that? Okay, it's a different order here on the computer. So Jado Rinpoche, you might have seen him when His Holiness used to give the Kalachakra empowerments. He was the main, the main Lama performing the rituals and so forth. So he was also a Lama very close to Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and he composed also this beautiful prayer for us to recite for Rinpoche to come back quickly. Patient in bearing the hardships of spreading the teachings of the Muni in general, and the teachings of the victorious Shamong Tsongkhapa in hundreds of directions, Lord of Dharma holding the three vows and wearing saffron robes, please quickly return as the glory of the peerless teachings. You held the teachings of explanation and practice with great asceticism, unable to bear that transmigratory beings are confused by the darkness of suffering. Through your great loving kindness, you skillfully lead them to happiness. Unparalleled Son of the teachings, please return quickly. Beautified by the ornament of supreme patience in increasing the practice of the supreme authentic teachings of the victorious ones through listening, reflection, and meditation, guide of all transmigratory beings along the perfect path, true and perfect pure Guru, please return quickly. And then we'll conclude by reciting the third one that is composed by Khandro Rinpoche, Khandrola, was also very close to Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for many Tibetans, she's considered as the embodiment, for Tibetans, they see His Holiness the Dalai Lama as the embodiment of the Buddha of compassion, Avalokiteshvara or Chenrezig in Tibetan. For many Tibetans, they see Khandrola as the embodiment of either Aryatara, we have a statue here of Aryatara, who's the action aspect of all the Buddhas. She's in this dancing posture with the right feet like this, ready to jump, to help beings. So for some Tibetans, Khandrola is the embodiment of Aryatara, and some others consider her as the embodiment of other deities, and she's also one of the oracles, of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And yeah, she's very close to them. So she composed this very beautiful prayer. Actually, when Rinpoche passed away last year, she was in Dharamshala, and Rinpoche passed away in Kathmandu. So she flew from Dharamshala to Kathmandu, and in the plane, these words actually spontaneously came to her mind. So she wrote her down and passed them on to us to recite. A very beautiful prayer. Guru, think of me. Guru, consider me. Most gracious Root Guru, care for me. Most gracious Root Guru, do not deprive us of your compassionate refuge. Listen and consider this heartfelt prayer made by a tormented disciple. Guru, embodiment of the Buddhas of the three times, please bless me. You may rest in all-pervading great bliss, equipoised within the tattoo of impeded luminosity. Yet the playful dance of your loving compassion emanates in myriad ways. The time has come for the return of the swift appearance of your magical wisdom, the Rupakaya, and for you to care for us once again with your affectionate compassion. Arise, arise, arise from the Dharmakaya. I invoke you, I call upon you, I implore you on behalf of all beings. Do not rest in Kechara or the pure realms. Rather, to benefit the Buddha's teachings and all living beings, swiftly return to this southern continent to spread the Buddha Dharma of study and realization. Quickly return to guide us poor, wretched beings. Such is the desperate cry of us, your disciples. Return so that you may actually behold your presence and receive the blessings of your body, speech, and mind. All violations, errors, mistakes, and broken samaya that we have made in relation to your body, speech, and mind, and spontaneous activity, through our being confused in conceiving things in erroneous way, we confess within the luminous emptiness of your three kayas. Of everything auspicious, the supreme auspiciousness, may there be the auspiciousness of emptiness and compassion. May there be the auspiciousness of a timely meeting between master and disciples. Through the force of the truth of unchanging suchness, may the unmistaken reincarnation return quickly. This lament was made by me, a Dakini with pure faith and samaya, her eyes filled with tears of sorrow. May these wishes of a beggar woman be fulfilled through the blessings of the deities of the three roots. Perception is object, and the perceiver all dissolve within the expanse, the blissful clarity of suchness. Ah. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us this evening in person and online. And our next programs, tomorrow morning we don't have a meditation online because in Dharamshala there is a long life puja offered to His Holiness the Dalai Lama that will be also streamed online. You can join from around 8 a.m. It will start. So you can go to dalailama.com to follow the puja. And so our next program here at Tushita, so we will resume with the morning meditations on Thursday, 9 to 9:30, and Friday. This is only happening online at the moment. We might resume here in person at some point. Then on Saturday at 2 p.m., we have a practice here of reciting the names of the Noble Manjushri, which is a text that His Holiness the Dalai Lama, actually His Holiness the Dalai Lama took responsibility, for finding the reincarnation of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And for the time being, he asked all the students and centers to recite this text, reciting the names of Arya Manjushri. So we'll do that on Saturday at 2 p.m. Here in person as well as online. And then on Sunday at 11 a.m. we have Lokesh Jindal, who is coming for the third time to Tushita to have a Dharma discussion with us. So this is in the form of an interactive discussion. Lokesh is one of the, he was part of the first batch of the Nalanda Master's course at Tibet House here in Delhi, the cultural center of the Dalai Lama. So he has gained a lot of knowledge in those studies and now is sharing with us a little bit. So this is Sunday, 11 a.m., both in person and online. Thank you very much and have a great evening. Bye-bye. See you people online. See you soon. Bye-bye.